Hello my friends, welcome back to Keto and the Chaos. My name is Tammy, and on this channel I like to share all my tips and tricks on how I lost 200 pounds without bariatric surgery and how you can be successful on your own weight loss journey. So if that's what you're looking for, don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos like this one to inspire you. To get started. My top 3 tips. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I am so glad that you stopped to check in on me on my week 7 summer keto weight loss progress. I am so excited to share with you how this week went and just chit chat with you guys because after all, that's 90% of the reason I make these videos is so that we can have a chat. If you are new, I'd love to know. In fact, it's been a little while since I've checked in with those of you who are watching these videos. I'm wondering, would you take a second and post in the comment section below how long you've been watching my channel, whether or not you're new, just found me today, or whether or not you are long-term watchers. I actually have been doing YouTube since the summer of 2017. In fact, I am coming up on my 5-year YouTube anniversary. I don't even know what day I started in August, but it is July 31st today, so it is almost my 5-year anniversary, and I'm super excited about that. Technically, I have been on my weight loss journey since January of 2017. I didn't start my weight loss channel here until I had lost my first 100 pounds, and I just was excited to share how I did it, and I thought the easiest way to share that information and to teach other people and inspire other people would be to start a YouTube channel. I honestly did not know that this YouTube channel would grow the way it did, and I'm very happy about the fact that it did because it has brought me into a whole new world of human relationships and friendships that I never would have had otherwise, so I am so glad. And I'm excited to find out in the comments how you know me. Basically, how our relationship is going, because some of you I know are just stopping by for the first time, and some of you have been here diehard day one subscribers and fans, and I'm just excited to see kind of where we're at with these videos that we are doing here in summer 2022. This is not my first keto weight loss cut. In fact, I lost my original 200 pounds almost identically to the way I am doing that this summer. The only difference is that I continued it on for a longer amount of time. Over the summer, I am now doing like a quick weight loss cut, but really it's the same thing that I did from the very beginning. It's not much different at all. The only difference is that I'm eating a little bit more calories probably than I was in the beginning, and also I'm having a little bit of a higher protein percentage, I think, than I did in the beginning, but other than that, it is pretty similar to what I did at the very beginning of my journey. Now, if you are curious about what I did at the very beginning of my journey, I definitely have all of that documented here, and it's super easy for you to find other videos that I have made because I have organized almost every video I've ever made into a playlist. So if you go to my main channel page and you look in the banner at the top, there are little tabs that help you connect here with my community. In fact, there's a community tab, which is where I post a lot of my discounts and things like that, or sales that are running with different products that I promote. Also, sometimes I'll post a poll or a random question, things like that there. But there's also a playlist tab there, and if you click the little drop down, you'll be able to see all the playlists that I have. And you can find my weigh-in videos from the very beginning. You can find my original keto cut videos back when I was just doing it, winging it, not really knowing exactly what I was doing before I started my own Facebook group and all of that stuff. Don't get confused though, because in those early videos, I was working with a different organization that I am no longer working with. So don't get too confused. I still have people trying to join that Facebook group based on my old videos, and they're not going to let you in if you mention me, just so you know. They don't like me still to this day, as far as I know. Honestly, I don't know, because I haven't heard from any of them in ages, and I don't think they pay any attention to me anymore. And if they do, hello. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. That's a whole other subject. That is not why we are here today. So we are here today to check in on how week 7 went for me on my summer keto weight loss for 2022. So far, it has gone really well. If you missed last week's video, you're going to want to go back and watch that because it was the halfway mark for my summer cut, and I showed my before and after from the beginning of the cut to the 6-week mark. I'm not going to be doing that in this video. The 360 body shots you're going to see here are just beginning and end Sunday to Sunday of this past week. So you won't see a lot of change in the day to day or in the week to week as we go. And I'm not going to show a before and after fully until I get to week 12. So we are on the second half of the journey for the summer. I am heading into homeschool prep. So if you don't know me that well, I am actually a homeschooling mom of 9 children. I am 47 years old and I have kids ages 26 to 6. I am currently going to be homeschooling 3 of them this year. That's the smallest number I've had to homeschool since practically I started homeschooling in the very beginning. It's pretty crazy. It's going to be a very odd year returning back. We are already getting into the groove of things. I am working on my plans for the fall, getting everything situated, buying curriculums, planning our dance classes and schedules and all of that. So I am very busy, but I am mostly home, and that's the main reason I cut in the summer. Now, when I say cut, what I mean is I'm eating in a calorie deficit to cut body fat. So when I say this is the summer keto cut, that's what it means. It just means it's a short diet phase. I don't like to stay at this low of calories very much. I like to spend the rest of my year at a reasonable amount of calories that a normal person should eat. If you are having trouble being on a 1,200 calorie diet or something around those lines for a very long period of time and you're not losing weight, you're going to want to watch the upcoming series, which is what I will be doing in the fall, which is when I go back into a reverse diet. So I push my calories up over time, and you're going to want to see that if you are struggling with that. I know I've had a couple of people ask me that question. You can find out more information right now about reverse dieting by checking out Colin DeWay, Dewaay, on his channel, because that is how I learned how to reverse diet, and he has all the nitty-gritty information on how to do that. Okay. I tend to get sidetracked. Another side note is that I do have ADHD and I'm not medicated. I try really hard to stay focused, and sometimes I take notes, but today is just a check-in day, so I have not taken any notes. Before we get started on all of the food and the 360 body shots and all of that, don't forget to check out the About section for all the information and maybe answers to your questions that you might already have. I post all of the discounts that I currently offer for products I promote down in the description, and there's also ways that you can check in with me, send me a letter or a donation. All of those awesome things are down in the description, so don't miss that. Definitely you can be checking in on that while you just listen to me blather on, because blather on I do. If you're new here, be prepared. Lots of chatting will happen. But it's fun chatting, and I love talking to you, so I really, really hope that you will stick around. Okay, so the next section of the video, I'm basically going to show you my week. I'm going to show you my weight from last Sunday and what my body looked turning round and round from last Sunday. Why do I suck in my belly? Basically, the reason I want to do that is so that I can show you how much further in I can suck in, and I want to show off my abs. When I got my tummy tuck done back in July of last year, one of the main problems when you get a tummy tuck is that you have a lot of swelling. So over time, my swelling is going down. And of course, I am dealing with lipedema in my legs, which is a whole other thing. And there's other videos about that if you are curious. But I like to show how much further I can suck in based on where I'm at on my diet. So if it weirds you out, I'm sorry. I try and make it cute with a little wiggle at the end, but I just want to show you guys in the most ways I possibly can how much progress that I'm making on my journey. So there you go. I'm also going to be showing you everything that I ate this week. I'm pretty sure I recorded everything I ate. I'm pretty sure. Now, I can't be 100% sure because like last week was crazy and this week was pretty normal. I'm pretty sure I didn't eat anything outside of what I put on my video. So I'm going to say that pretty sure. And I show you all of that food, and then I also show you any exercise that I did this week, though I did not film myself in the pool because of last week's debacle. So anything interesting that I thought you might find interesting about my diet and exercise this week is going to be in this video. Now, if you really want the nitty-gritty about my life and you don't mind watching months behind, I do have another channel called Hyde, Hyde, and Seek, and I post all of my family videos over there. So if you're curious what my life is like as a dance mom, homeschool mom of 9 children, head on over there. There shall be a link at the end of this video, but you can also just search it or look in the About section because, of course, it's down there as well. Anything else that I keep forgetting to tell you guys? I'm like, every time I make a video, I'm like, oh, I forgot to say that. I forgot to mention this. I forgot to mention that. So I'm trying to throw it in the beginning. But anyway, I think that's it. You're probably tired of hearing from me already. So let's get to the food. Morning guys, it is Sunday, a little after 10. I'm having a quick bite before I head out to church. I'm having perfect keto cinnamon cereal, 80 grams with 80 grams of Premier protein shake for milk and a Quest peanut butter cup. That's going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it is 1:40 in the afternoon. I just got home from church and finished up chicken chores and made my first meal, or second meal I guess, of the day. One thing I forgot to mention, since this is a new video, I keep forgetting, I am on the second day of a diet break. So yesterday was in last week's video, and today will be the second day of my diet break. And basically what that means is when I'm eating on a calorie deficit for so long, I don't want my metabolism to kind of catch up with my calorie deficit, if you understand what I'm saying. And so every few weeks when I'm starting to feel really bad, I have 2 days where I eat more calories. And so my goal is to stick around 2150 calories. Yesterday I ended up eating like 2500, and today I'm going out to dinner, so I probably will exceed that. But the idea is to like rejuvenate your metabolism for 2 days. You're not just like eating everything. I'm staying keto as possible, but it's to convince your body that it's not starving, so that it doesn't try to conserve energy by shutting down your processes and slowing everything down so that you continue to burn body fat. So all that to say, it's diet break day, and this is my second meal of the day. I am having a 90-second bread breakfast sandwich. So this 90-second bread is the typical keto breakfast bread. You make it with 3 tablespoons of almond flour, 1 egg, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and 15 grams of the fat of your choice. I used olive oil and a little seasoning. I just put a little salt. And you whip it up in a mug, and you literally microwave it for 90 seconds. It comes out, and then I cut it in half, and I kind of like fry it alongside of my meat and cheese. I did mozzarella in here somewhere. There's 30 grams of mozzarella on there and 60 grams of Lando Frost ham. Then I'm having a regular yogurt. Usually I add protein powder to my yogurt to make it higher in protein, but today I didn't because I want to conserve a few calories for dinner. And I'm having just 1 cup of Greek yogurt mixed with lemonade Mio, 50 grams of blueberries on top, and 27 grams of sugar-free Great Value brand whipped cream. That's going to be my second meal of the day. It's Monday, and back to the calorie deficit grind, so to speak. I feel a lot better today after having my diet break. I don't feel like I'm lethargic and tired and dragging and whatever. In fact, it's 2 o'clock and I haven't even been hungry today at all. I've been out, went out in the pool, and I didn't record it because I was too afraid of the phone falling in the water again. And I hung out with my chickens for a while, literally sat and watched them lay an egg. Just, yeah, having a good day today. So here's my first meal. I am having my perfect keto yogurt sludge. Not my favorite term. It's more like pudding, but this is basically 1 cup of 0% fat Greek yogurt mixed with a scoop of perfect keto whey protein. And then I put in a little bit of lemon juice and lemonade Mio to make it lemon flavor. Sometimes I put almond milk in it to thin it out. Today I didn't because I was all out of almond milk. And on top, I have 50 grams of raspberries and 25 grams of sugar-free Great Value brand spray whipped cream. Then I am having 2 farm fresh eggs from my chickens. One of these is the one I actually watched being laid. Super fresh. And 31 grams of mozzarella cheese that I just fried in a non-stick pan. Super easy peasy. This is a Keto Cakes Utah cupcake. It is half of one. It's the cinnamon caramel churro. You can see the caramel on the inside. These things are so ridiculously sweet. They literally make the top of my mouth hurt. But I thawed them out for my diet break and never ate them. So I'm going to be eating like a half a day, probably till they're gone. And I have like 3 of them, I think. So I don't want to waste them and I don't want to refreeze. So that's why I'm having that instead of bacon. But normally I would have bacon. And that is going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 8 o'clock on Monday and I am having my final meal of the day. I am having 2 small chicken thighs, 250 grams, 200 grams of yellow squash, and a Built Bar. And that is going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 2 o'clock on Tuesday and I'm about to have my first meal of the day. Today I am having 2 eggs and 2 pieces of Swiss cheese, another half of those caramel churro Keto Cakes Utah cupcakes, and my regular lemon sludge with perfect keto whey protein, vanilla whey protein, 30 grams of blueberries, and 25 grams of sugar-free whipped cream. That's going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 8:30 on Tuesday and I'm having my final meal of the day. Dave made me a giant bowl of hamburger soup. There's 8 ounces of 90-10 ground beef in here and 80 grams of each of the veggies. Except for the onion, there's only 30 grams of that. And there are 4 ounces of canned tomato. And then I'm also going to be having a Built Bar. And that is going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30 actually on Wednesday. Haven't even eaten anything. Looks like I've got some sunflowers growing by my buckets. But yeah, it's time for the chicken bucket workout for this week.
walls around me. Keep my distance so you never know too much about me. Trying to keep you out cause I love my safe space. But the problem is I never looked into my own face. Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? We let it go, will you hold it inside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will you hold it inside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize. We let it go, will you hold it inside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will you hold it inside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize. It's been way too long, I've been building walls around me. Keep my distance so you never know too much about me. Trying to keep you out cause I love my safe space. But the problem is I never looked into my own face. Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? Am I ashamed of myself? Am I afraid of my emotions? Yeah, we let it go, will you hold it inside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will you hold it inside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize. We let it go, will you hold it inside? It's hard to take the blame, I know it doesn't feel right. We let it go, will you hold it inside? You're more than just your past, you're more than what you realize.
My dogs are like, what the heck are you doing, lady? And they're so hot, they probably need to go inside, but I'm gonna go feed these chickens, get them inside, and get myself some food. Alrighty guys, it's 3 o'clock on Wednesday. I'm finally eating my first meal. I know, it's a day. Today I am having 2 eggs and I think this is 30 grams of cheese. It doesn't really look like it today. It's kind of a cheese cracker, I don't know. My measurer thing isn't working super great. And I'm having my regular lemon perfect keto sludge with 30 grams of blueberries and 25 grams of sugar-free whipped cream and some Quest peanut butter cups because I was just overeating the keto cakes today and I didn't want to make bacon. And that is going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's about almost 10 o'clock. It's about 10 to 10 and I'm about to have my final meal of the day. I'm having my favorite 9-piece wings, sauce on the side, a little bit of ranch, and that is going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 2 o'clock on Thursday and I'm about to have my first meal of the day. Today I'm having sorry looking eggs, don't ask. Not quite fried cheese, burnt bacon, and my famous lemon sludge with 30 grams of blueberries and 25 grams of sugar-free whipped cream. That's going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 10:30 at night. I went to volleyball tonight and it went really late, so I'm eating late. I am having spaghetti squash. This is 155 grams of spaghetti squash topped with 7 ounces of 93.7 ground beef mixed with 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, 2 ounces of cream cheese, 70 grams of mushrooms, 30 grams of onion, and on top 28 grams of mozzarella cheese. And that's going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it is 2:30 on Friday and I'm about to have my first meal of the day. I'm having my same yogurt that I've been having all week. 42 grams of mozzarella cheese, 2 eggs, and a Built Bar. That's going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 9 o'clock and I'm having my last meal of the day. I am having 8 ounces of pork loin and 155 grams of broccoli with 5 grams of butter, and I am also going to have a Built Bite, and that is going to be my last meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's just after 2 o'clock on Saturday and I'm about to have my first meal of the day. I am having 2 eggs, 60 grams of mozzarella cheese, my regular lemon berry sludge with 30 grams of blueberries and 25 grams of sugar-free whipped cream, and a coconut Built Bar. That is going to be my first meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it's 9 o'clock on Saturday and I'm about to have my last meal of the day. I really wanted wings tonight again. So same wings as usual, 9-piece with sauce on the side and ranch. And that's going to be my last meal of the day.
Alrighty. Okay, so that was everything that I ate and everything I did this week. Of course, I mentioned but did not show me getting in the pool. I only did one pool day this week. I know it's terrible, but it's just sometimes it happens that I can get in every morning and sometimes it doesn't. I also did volleyball with my girls on Thursday night. I just didn't feel like super inspired to film myself playing volleyball. It was intense. I actually did score a winning volley thing. Do we call that score? Scored for our team one time. And I do pretty well on the serve. It's a fun way. My girls and I have fun every Thursday night. We go. We won't be able to in the fall probably, but we're going to go as much as we can until we can't anymore. I also do usually do dance myself, but it is the summer and my classes don't start up again for a few more weeks. So I just try and get in as much extra exercise as possible. Some of the exercise I don't mention in the video or show is that I use a vibration plate for my lipedema. Each morning and night for 15 minutes, I do a vibration on the vibration plate. I do dry brush my whole body while I'm on the vibration plate, and then I do 30 squats and 30 toe raises. And the last 3 of both of those, I try and go as low as I can because I'm trying to get back the pain out of my knee and get my range of motion. Now, my cycle did hit this week on Friday, and not only did it show on the scale with bloating and water weight gain, but I also had a lot of pain in my knees again, which was a super bummer. But it's now gone back away, so it didn't last very long. That's one weird thing about lipedema is it seems to have a lot to do with hormones, especially, estrogen changes. Makes me a little nervous as I have not hit perimenopause yet of what that is going to do to my lipedema. But I do have all these constructs in place to keep myself very active. So even if my lipedema all of a sudden goes crazy and swells up really bad, hopefully I will have the muscles and the habits and things like that to keep myself active as hopefully till the end of my life. That's the goal. I'm not super close to the end of my life yet. Sometimes it feels that way, but I want to stay as active as possible for the rest of my life, despite having to deal with lipedema. Another thing that I do to kind of keep myself in check, and especially when I'm on a summer weight loss keto cut, I like to keep track of all of my data. I do not go by my daily weights of whether or not that I am being successful in what I am doing. I go by average weight for the week. So if we go over the weigh-ins from this week, we have 195.4, 196.4, 194.8, 196.8, 196.4, 195.6, and 194.6. The average for this week is 195.7, which is up almost a pound from last week. It's a 0.9 of a pound. That's not too terrible considering it was also a diet break. I had a diet break weekend that was kind of in that last week and this week. So that might have something to do with the uptick on the scale. It could have something to do with my cycle. I mean, you just never know. And this is the reason why I watch the average over time to make sure I'm going in the right direction. But even with the average over time, I don't panic if I'm going up a little bit on the scale. I never have. Am I super thrilled to be almost to August and still in the 190s? Let's be real. I am not. I really thought that I would be really close to the 180s by now, and I'm kind of feeling a little bit frustrated, But I also know that the number on the scale does not necessarily equal exactly my progress. And so I know that if I just be patient and I keep going, that eventually the scale is going to move, because I've seen this time and time again. I've done this over and over, and I just know it's going to happen because it does. It just does. So let's talk about where my calories were sitting, because if my weight's gone up, you would think that my calories had also gone up, and or what, I was not in a deficit, right? Because I went up a pound. But my calories were 2210, 1487, 1450, 1567, 1526, 1464, 1546, for an average of 1607, which is almost 100 calories down from last week. And it's also a diet break week, which means that I'm still in a pretty good deficit considering I still had a diet break in the middle of all that. So I'm calling that pretty good. Actually, I mean, an average of 1607 is still a really decent calorie deficit, especially for me, where I know that my maintenance calories based on my last reverse diet that I did hovers around 2150 calories. Now, maybe it's not the same right now, especially because my metabolism is probably going down because I've been dieting. And despite having continuous diet breaks every 3 weeks so far, it probably has still taken a hit. But regardless, there's no way that it's as low as 1607, especially with how much exercise that I do. So I'm pretty consistently sure that I am in a calorie deficit. So when that scale goes up, I'm not going to panic, because I know what I'm doing, what I'm supposed to be doing, and I know the scale will catch up with me. Another thing that I do in order to make sure that I am seeing the progress that I'm making, aside from doing the 360 body view and taking pictures and comparing them, which I do often, I also take my measurements. So I'm going to get my phone out since I didn't write down my measurements this week, but I've got my phone, so I know I have it in here. I keep a little notepad in my phone with all of my measurements, and I have done this since the very beginning. So I have them clear from back in 2017, saved here in my InkPad notepad. So that's pretty fun. I could really go back and see like how many billions of inches I lost with the amount of weight that I lost. I mean, I literally was a size 4X when I started, and I am currently wearing a large, but I am starting to get into the mediums again after this cut this summer. So I'm super happy about that. Okay, so today, my bust, everyone want to vote? Yay or nay? I'm not going to make you vote. I've been making you guys put a thumbs up or a thumbs down whether or not you thought I lost another half an inch off my bust this week, because it seemed like that was happening every single week. But thankfully, it is another no loss in the bust area week. That's 2 weeks in a row. Ah! So happy. That's a relief. Maybe I've lost all of my non-lipedema fat out of my chest, and maybe it's just going to stay where it is. Who knows? But I'm almost to the point where I need to switch bra sizes again, which is super weird. My left and right upper arms both lost 1/4 inch, and this is the first movement I have had on my arms since the beginning of this cut 7 weeks ago. So I am very happy about that. I have been working on my arm muscle, so let's hope that even more of the fat in my arms is being removed, but also being replaced by muscle, so it's not showing so much on the measuring tape. Here's hoping. My underbust did not change again, so that's 2 weeks in a row. It hasn't changed, but it is 33, which isn't bad. My waist was down to 34 inches. It's another 1/2 inch lost off my waist. That is the smallest I have been since surgery, and you can definitely see it. To me, I can definitely see it in the 360. Maybe not the week-to-week progression, but if you look at the beginning and the now, it's an intense difference. I am starting to have, instead of this shape, I am starting to have more like this shape, which my lipedema in my legs is not going to go away, so that's only going to probably increase, but considering that is totally in right now, I ain't going to hate it, if you know what I'm saying. So my hips actually went down another 1/2 inch as well, but here is the big one this week, guys. Literally, my booty went down 1.25 inches. I'm shocked. Like, Yay, that means I'm gonna start fitting into more of my clothes again, and things are gonna start feeling more comfortable around here. I'm very, very happy for movement in my lower body at all because of my lipedema, but I am thrilled of an 1.25 inch loss in a week. That's insane. It's so good. My left thigh, I lost 1/4 inch. Woohoo! My right thigh, I lost 1/2 inch. Yes, that's awesome. My right thigh is still bigger than my left, but it is catching up. My left knee actually did go down 1/4 inch. And 1/4 inch may not seem like a lot, but when you have lipedema and your knees are the most painful area that you are dealing with, any change in the size is a blessing. And also my right knee also went down 1/4 inch. So my knees are now 17 inches. I can't even believe it. Whereas at the beginning of this, they were 18 and they went up to 19 and now they're down to 17. So I am so happy about that. My left calf went down 1/4 inch. My right calf didn't change at all. And that is a total of 4.25 inches, which ties for the most inches lost in a week since I started this cut. 4.25 inches. That is just exciting. I think I had 13.25 total loss, so that puts me at 17 and a half, which, I mean, you cannot complain. So even though the scale numbers haven't really changed that much, my measurements tell the truth. The scale does not always tell the whole story. When you're looking at pictures and measurements as well, that's where you see whether or not your diet is successful, and mine is. So I've received some comments on how to lose weight faster, and honestly, I'm pretty thrilled with how fast I'm losing weight. I do wish I wouldn't see the 190s in the scale anymore. Let's be real, I just really didn't want to be in the 190s anymore. I feel like I'm permanently stuck there ever since I had my surgery. It's annoying, but I'm also relieved that the things that I am doing are changing my shape and making me feel better and making me have less pain and all of those things, which those things are now more important to me than how much weight I'm losing on the scale, because this is a long-term thing, right? And what's really cool is if I go back in time and I look at my weigh-ins, the first time that I got into the 190s was 4 years ago in 2018. The summer of 2018 is when I finally made it into Wonderland. And so that means I've basically maintained my weight for 4 years. And that is an accomplishment in and of itself. In fact, my highest weight where I have regained since I got to my lowest weight, which my lowest I ever saw on the scale was 167. The highest I've seen is 205, and that was post-surgery and of course this last spring when I was going on a lot of vacation time and having a lot of swelling and not knowing what the lipedema was and trying to figure all that out. Now that I've got that well in hand and I'm wearing my compression and I'm doing my vibration plate and my self-lymphatic drainage massage and my dry brushing and taking Mucinex to thin the lymph fluid and drinking water and taking my electrolytes and doing keto, it's a lot. Things have definitely improved in that area. But if you look at my weight over time, I'm still in the 190s 4 years later. That's amazing, right? Like, that is amazing. And I'm very, very proud of myself for that. So if you're new here and you haven't been around very long, I hope that you will stick around for future weigh-ins and future teaching videos, and of course my reverse diet, which I will be doing in the fall. And I am looking forward to eating more food, so that definitely is on my mind. But I still have a few more weeks of dieting to do. So my next week, I'm planning on hitting 1,400 calories. As you see, like, I'm almost kind of reverse dieting already. It seems like each week I'm kind of pushing the calories just a teeny bit higher. And you know, it's a mental thing. It like makes me feel like I'm eating more food when I push the calories up a little bit. I've been feeling better since I've pushed the calories up a little bit. So I've been trying to keep within the 1,400. At least if it says 14 in front and not 15, then I don't feel like I've overeaten what I was planning on, even though technically I am, because my original goal was 1,400, but I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. And in fact, my protein number average for the week was 153. And if you're new or if you don't remember, I talk about this each week, but I try and keep my protein grams about 10% of my calories, or 40% if you're looking at the actual caloric value, because there are 4 calories in a gram of protein. So if that makes sense, it's like reverse percentages. But so if I have 1607 calories as an average, my goal would be 160 or 161 grams of protein, and I hit 153. So I didn't hit that 40% protein that I really like to hit, but I got close, and I'm proud of myself. My average carbs for the week were 28, and my average fat for the week was 88. Not too bad, not too shabby. I'm definitely not doing protein sparing modified fast, or at least not as intense as Lyle McDonald's version of it, or even Maria Emmerich, which I won't even go in that general direction. So if you're wondering why I don't do that, it's because I don't need to. I am not in an intense weight loss zone. I am in a reasonable weight loss zone. And it is a fact that calories in, calories out is still how you lose weight, no matter which diet that you're doing. And I'm in a calorie deficit, thus I am losing weight. And according to the inches, I definitely am losing a lot of weight, even though the scale is not cooperating. Hopefully, soon, the scale will catch up, but somehow I doubt it, since after this week, I'll be going into ovulation again, and any hormonal fluctuation when it comes to lipedema makes the scale go haywire. So I'm kind of over the scale right now. I'm over it. I like me my tape measure. I like me my clothes. I like me my pictures. And I am looking forward to seeing what I'm going to look like after 12 weeks of doing this. I'm still in it to win it. I'm still pretty happy with what I'm doing and how it's going. So here I am, hoping for another positive week. So if you hadn't had a chance to go look in the About section for all that awesome goodies that I talked about before, or to find my Facebook group so you can join us and hang out and have a little answers to your questions session over there, please feel free to check out the About section for all of that information. And while you're down there, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my future updates or any more advice that I can give you on how you can lose weight in your own weight loss journey. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. I'm so happy that you were here, and I definitely, positively will see you all again soon.